I actually got cut off at the 15-minute mark on the first recording where I talked about the for each loop and the problems with removing an element from an array list in a loop. And so what I wanted you to see, just to recap, is that you more or less have to manipulate or sort of back up by one the loop counter so that you don't skip the element that was underneath the one that was removed. Otherwise you'll have an issue. So when I run this, it will actually correctly remove both Floyd and Wise from the array list, and I can print it out to prove it, but I'm not going to do that. I did want to also tell you that you can use the for each loop with not only array lists, but also with arrays. So say I had an array here of ints, and when I do this setup and I don't set it equal to a value, Java is going to default all three of the values in this array to 0 since I'm not populating them myself, and that's fine. But what I wanted to show you was for the format, it's basically the same format. I'm going to, because this is an array of ints, I use int here. I create my quasi loop counter. Here's the name of the array, and I literally just print it out. And notice, since it's an array, I do use the XYZ sub I format. That will work, and that will actually print out the zeros. Let's see if it works with just the I in there, and it might. But you can use that for each loop with either one. Yes, it will work with the I just like that. So that's a nice shortcut if you need to go from the beginning to the end and do something with each value, whether you're printing it out or totaling it up or something like that. You can use this shortcut where you're not having to worry about putting dot length or dot size or anything like that. You're just using a few lines of code, works with arrays or array lists. And remember, the trick is whatever the data type of the array or array list goes here, even if it's string. This is not always an int I like it is with the for loop. It can be a string or an integer wrapper class, or whatever type the array or the array list is, that's what you put here. So hopefully that gives you an overview of the for each loop, how you can use it with an array or an array list, and how to correctly write a loop that will remove items from an array list and then process all of them without skipping any.